Good morning. Okay, so here we are. It's Saturday morning, and probably where you are, assuming you are anywhere near where I live, you woke up to another morning of deep smoke. The color today is a little bit grayer or white, almost white. I think yesterday was a little more yellow where I am, and the day before was quite orange. And adding layer upon layer of outstanding, not necessarily in the good sense, outstanding circumstance that we're currently experiencing. And of course, I've been thinking about a lot of different things. I want to see what comes out of my mouth this morning that I can share with you. One thing I realize is that it is so much easier for me as a teacher. The kind of teacher I am is the teacher that sees you in front of me best, because I can feel you, and what comes out of my mouth is in response to my experience of you. And this experience in my little space, talking to the camera, is fascinating. It's a little bit like I imagine I put my antenna way out there, and I imagine you're out there. And then when you write in the little chat box, and I have a sense of who is out there, so I imagine your face. But it's also really an exercise in noticing for myself who it is that I'm bringing to this relationship between myself and my perception of you, and what it is that I share openly and naturally, and my ideas of how I should present myself, because it's on YouTube and anybody could see it. And that idea, quite personally, the idea of anyone can see it, has been a hurdle in the ease with which I speak, which is kind of sad, because wouldn't we all prefer to be completely open with ourselves all of the time? And I think that life is actually asking that of us. So with that in mind, each time I come in here, I work a little bit just to see if I can take it a next step in terms of being a little bit more comfortable with this experience. So today, what I've been considering is, if you were with us last week, you know that we did a practice with no arms, using no arms. And I'll tell you right now that we will use one arm today. The analogy being, with the no arms, that the situation feels, because we're so we are cast in circumstances that we have no prior experience with. We cannot use the faculties that we normally use in our routine. And there can be this quality of feeling like I've got my hands tied behind my back. So today we'll have the one arm in service to this truth, which is that in the practice itself of yoga, despite all circumstances, we have the capacity to bring the absolute best of ourselves to each moment. And that we it's like we explore and cherish, it's not quite the right word, we love the moment in this practice. We investigate the moment, because we know for sure that life has its ups and downs, and that if we dictate what's happening inside us based upon the circumstances, the rising and passing circumstances, then essentially we are thrown around like the waves in the sea, yeah? And I mentioned that this class would be about cultivating virya, which has a variety of different interpretations, but one of the words I really like is potency. And we know Virabhadrasana, we know the warrior postures have this sense of strength this inherent, I'm able to meet whatever it is that comes my way. And I was thinking about that we have this certain responsibility to the ecosystem that is our body right now, that we were given this gift by the creator of our own understanding, and that what we can do a lot about is take care of this little ecosystem. And I've been thinking about how we take the circumstances of our lives, and it's like we go to the fridge and we pull all the stuff out of the fridge, and we with the idea of making something really delicious. Well, we in turn are the pieces in the fridge. We in turn are the cilantro and the spinach and the potato chips that we are being used for a greater purpose that is beyond our understanding. And so if I'm going to pull out the cilantro, I really would prefer that it is fresh. It is alive, right? If it's been sitting in there for 3 weeks, it's got this kind of wilted, it's pretty much gone, not as good for cooking. So the idea being that we do the work to keep ourselves a warmth inside, a confidence inside, love in our hearts, so that we can be used to the very best of our ability in service to the greater good, And that's a lot of what this practice is about, is going inside and cleaning things up so that we can show up for whatever life brings us. And I will personally tell you a little story, which I rarely share anymore, about my teacher who passed last December. And this was a guy that had this incredible speaking ability that I would love to be able to speak like he did. And he moved thousands, I venture to say millions of people with his teachings. So comfortable and so deep and so real and so human and like a friend, but could just take people places. And he had this massive stroke about 20 years ago, a little longer than that. And instead of just collapsing inside, because essentially his ability to speak was severely limited, he over a period of time realized what a gift it was in so many ways, because it asked him to go so much more deeply inside himself and cultivate the very experience that he'd been talking about. And that when I was lucky enough to be with him a few weeks before he passed, and he was in pain much of his life, and he could barely say anything, but the love just poured from him. And I'm so grateful to have had the experience of being with someone who had done such deep inner work that when you walk in the room, you could feel palpable love. And that is the opportunity of these times, is to drill deep down into this moment such that we can find in ourselves this immense presence that is well beyond the circumstances of the moment. All right, so when we're moving around on our mat, when we're practicing together, that's what we're doing. To be fair, my teacher's name is Ram Dass, in case you didn't know. All right, so let's come to the mat. We'll come onto the back to begin, and let's just note that when we're working with the one arm, it is utterly essential that if we're taking care of our ecosystem this morning, anything I offer up, we're going into this present moment. How is this? Can I dwell here in a really beautiful way? Does this feel really good? And if it doesn't feel good, that's the key. It's the no suffering clause. That's the key to make a shift. All right? Okay, let's lie back. make a subtle shift when you need to. So as we lie back, let's extend the arms up. Reach the arms up and just feel the body against the floor here, pointing the toes. Really extending through the fingertips. Breathing into the rib cage so that the side ribs widen. Good. Really feel a couple more breaths here, widening. Good. And then releasing the arms down beside us. Let's take the right arm and we'll place it underneath the back so that it's at a 45-degree angle, pretty close for most of us. It's actually like parallel with the bottom of your mat, and your palm is down. Okay, so from here, we'll bend the right knee and put the sole of the right foot on the ground and just roll to the left a little bit. And let the right shoulder, it won't be on the ground, but sink. It sinks. We don't have to go very far. And as we take the breath into the chest area, we notice what is here this morning, what is present, and fortunately we know how to be honest with ourselves. Some of us are really struggling, and that's completely, what's fascinating is that we have the awareness that we're really struggling, and we slowly release, come back, and then slide left arm in underneath. Good. Palm is down, and then just rolling. But isn't it fascinating that the awareness that we have, that's where we want to hang out, is in the awareness of whatever it is that's here. So as we move into this shape, we go, well, what's here? Is the breath here? Is there any pain in the body this morning or contraction? Called welcome to being alive. And then we slowly release that. Good. And draw the knees in and wrap the arms around the legs. We just roll side to side slightly, just to feel into the muscles in the back as we gather ourselves together here. And then let's roll a couple times. Back and forth, go slowly, so that we're finding the abdominals. It's almost as though they're gauging how slowly we can go. So useful to move our awareness down a little bit lower into the body. Let's take the hands to the ground and send the legs back behind us. So we tuck the toes under. And then move your right knee and just slightly send your left leg back behind you. Extend the right arm. Go tooling around inside the body. Notice if there's anywhere that you're holding excessively, and just relax a little bit so the flow of breath can move in and through. And then we place the hand down and the knee down. We take the leg back behind us and send the left arm forward. Good, extending through fingertips, through heel. Inhaling, exhale, the hand comes down, the knee comes down. Good. Okay, we'll take the right arm out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, let's tuck it in underneath the left arm. The left hand presses. And we invite the spine, kindly invite. Where can we go with ease? And where is it more challenging to move with ease? Good, slowly we rise, right hand down, left arm extends, inhale, reach up, exhale, coming in, Right hand presses. Maybe we glean a little length from the spine by drawing the tailbone back slightly. And we pour our awareness into new places in the body that can receive breath. Good, and then we gradually rise back up. Slowly come up onto the knees now. We'll send the right leg out to the side. Toes can point away or forward. And then extending to the right, keep it light with the right hand. The left arm can extend up. And let's see what it feels like if we take the left arm down and we wrap it around the hip or the thigh. As we go to deepen the hip crease. May not go very far. Good, so those of us in the smoky environments have probably been breathing a little bit lighter lately, and if it's safe for you to really extend the breath this morning, I invite you to do it. We inhale, rise up. Exhale, the knee draws in. Left leg out. Good, left arm light, right arm extends. Trace a path of breath all along the side. Good, and then maybe take the arm around the back. We notice if we wish to be anywhere else, part of the practice, this practice is about noticing when we wish to be somewhere where we're not, and then drilling in to this moment right here. And I venture to say, loving this moment. Good. And if we slowly come out of that, let's take both hands to the floor. There are times we will use both arms. Let's walk back and forth a little bit. Just feeling into the legs. And we'll all inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale. Exhale. And the last one. When we inhale here, exhale, the knees bend. We look past the hands, step forward between the hands. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, fold, release head and neck. Inhale, push the ground away, rise. Palms touch at the top. Exhale, we release the arms. Pause in mountain pose, feel. You just notice that the awareness that we can notice. Notice that we can notice. Notice what's here. Feel into your feet. Root the feet. Rise up. Feel the relationship between the pelvis and the rib cage. And can we soften the shoulders a little bit and extend the arms through the fingertips? Can we reach up out of the back of the neck and the top of the head? This is all such good news. We take the palms together at the heart. Join me if you wish in the Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonat Prachodayat Let's inhale, send the arms all the way up. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, palms down, step back to plank pose. So we have a moment with the two arms. We wake up the whole body. From the heels through the top of the head, would you please round the space between your shoulder blades? There's the sense of having this
huge balloon underneath the body, like the front of the body pushes up and toward the back of the body. We take one more breath. Exhale, we either lower down onto the belly or bring the knees to the floor and slowly lower down. Now from here, we'll take the left arm out to the side, right hand under the shoulder, and extend. Reach your left arm. You just walk the fingertips out. And we move the breath into left rib cage, probably collarbone area. The left shoulder blade continues to move down toward the hip. Good, and then gradually we come onto the belly and we walk the right arm over, left hand under shoulder, and making ourselves a little bit more malleable because we know that life and life circumstances tend to hold the body. A lot of contraction happens, and for many of us, either our energy moves up toward frenetic and anxiety or down toward lethargy. We're bringing balance to the system. Good, we slowly release, come back onto the belly, hands under the shoulders, through puppy, to downward facing dog. Feeling the breath. Good, observing that we're observing. Who is it that's observing? How do we live there? We inhale, exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands, step or flip forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, push the ground away, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, release your right arm, reach up through the left arm, opening the whole left side. Some of you might cross your left foot over the ankle. And regaining space that is often lost lengthwise. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left foot down, right foot crosses. Extending right arm and rooting the feet. You notice, can we feel the whole body in our awareness right now? This is important. Good, inhale, reach up. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms extend. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, palms down, step or float back and lower through or knees and torso down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog if you know it. Exhale, back over the toes. And can we feel our whole body here? Now let's look forward. Keep your left foot rooted to the ground and your right hand rooted to the ground. Lift your right leg off the floor. Draw your navel to your spine. Good, and then look past your hands and steady your gaze. Some of you will come onto your left fingertips. The lower navel draws way back. Some of you might take the left hand off the ground. And play with it. Good, put the left hand back down. Inhale, exhale, tuck your thigh in close to your rib cage. Place the foot down between the hands. Pivot the sole of the left foot to the ground. Gradually rise up. Take your hands to your hips. Sinking. Sinking so that your pelvis is level. Okay? Now this left arm will tuck it in behind our back. And the right arm will extend forward. We'll take the gaze forward. So we've got warrior 2 here. settling in, and the feet move in toward each other a little bit. And reaching, extending the gaze well beyond the right hand, feeling into what we feel, noticing what we feel. And we turn the palm up and reach up and back such that we open the whole right side and we fill it with breath. So there are practices, early practices, where we imagine that the whole inside of the body is space. And there's also practices where we imagine that the whole body is light. And that's fascinating because we do know scientifically that the body is composed mostly of space at its very core elements, right? But then we're watching what's coming and going in terms of sensation. Good, then let's lay the elbow down lightly on the thigh. Good, you might rest your head in your hand. You might be here. Some of you might take the hand to the inside of the foot. You make a choice. And use the left arm to help open the rib cage. We're opening the heart a little bit. How do we feel our heart by opening our heart? Now we're going to take a big lunge forward here. We'll look forward, look down at the floor, and our right hand will come a foot in front of our right foot. We'll take the back leg off. We'll keep the left arm as is. Reaching through left foot. Turning. When you turn your rib cage out to the side, will you draw your navel into your spine first so you can feel that you've got this barrel that's turning. Steady the gaze. Feeling ourselves here in this space. Yeah, whole body, experiencing the whole body, and right there at the center of the body, find the center in your awareness. We inhale, exhale, bend your right knee such that you can lightly land your foot a little bit closer this time. Look down at your feet, you've got a heel-heel alignment. Inhale, exhale, reaching so that this back hip rolls in a little bit. The hand comes down to the ankle or the foot. Press into your feet. You could bend both knees, really root and ground. And then gradually begin to open. One reason so many of us feel so much better after we've practiced asana is because we often live in our head. And we know that that's limited, yes? So we have a little more access to the intelligence of the whole body after we've practiced. This is generally good news. All right, let's try this. Take your right fingertips to the floor. Reach the left leg way up now. Drop the heart toward the ground. Drop the head toward the ground. Steady your gaze. And you can have the hips one stacked upon the other, as if the heart were spilling out toward the floor. Push the ground away with your right foot and reach up with your left leg or out with your left leg. We inhale, exhale, bend both knees, and then land your left foot way back behind you. Turn, pivot. So your feet are now parallel and your right hand is down on the ground. And then gradually, you can let the right hip sink. Turning, 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 opening to the left. Feel the length of your spine, sit bones through the top of the head. Some of you might want to take the right hand to the outside of the ankle and then spill out through your torso, through the top of the head. You might bend your right knee, press the right foot into the ground. It's making the inside of the body like space. And able to notice whatever is there. Whatever is there. Make room for it. Wonderful. Okay, we slowly come out of that. Let's unwind both arms. Take the hands to the ground. Right leg back. Lower through the way you do. Knees and torso down. Inhale. And exhale over the toes. Downward dog. Good. Steady and present. Feeling the whole body. Good. We create potency. How the heck do we do that? And we take the left leg up and back. Let's keep the hips level first. Good. Draw the navel to the spine a lot. Look past the hands. Come lightly onto the fingertips. And maybe the right hand comes off. And we play with the balance here. We inhale, exhale, right hand comes back to the ground. Draw your left thigh into the ribs. Left foot forward, right heel pivot. And we come into warrior two. And then we tuck the right arm around the back. Check your pelvis. Be sure your spine is long. Take a look at the left knee. We've really opened the thigh, so the knee is over the ankle. Extend the arm. Reach. Sit. You think about Virabhadrasana, Vira, this sense of the ability to meet whatever arises, because we've got enough going on internally, inside. Lately, I've been thinking about Nelson Mandela and being in prison all those years, coming out and changing his world. Who was he internally in prison? That's not like he's a special guy. We all have that capacity. That's why it's so important to use this time to dig. We take the arm up, we extend. And reach. Let the left hip sink. Wake up your back leg. And feel in to what's here. And inhale. Exhale, slowly, slowly. Let the elbow come down so we can hear, we can rest. Here, hand down. Push back through your right foot. Get that connection. Really strong. Rib cage pops. Draw it in. Keep a container here. Extend from heel through top of the head. And then feel into what's here. Yeah, not what's over there or what was over there. What's here? We inhale. Exhale, look down. And we're going to take a lunge forward. Left hand to pinky toe side. Right leg extends. Reach through the top of the head. Stacking the hips. Feeling the breath. What's here? Feeling space. Through the body, noticing sensation. We inhale, exhale, bend left knee, right foot lands a little bit closer, heel alignment. We rise up. Send the left arm forward, inhale, exhale. Gradually make your way in. Good, remember midline, seal it right up. Zip up through midline.
And if you find some tightness, fantastic, go meet it. Go meet what's here. Turning the chest just a little bit. It'll be tempting as you turn the chest upward to bring your left shoulder with you. Draw the left shoulder blade down. Good. Bend both knees just slightly so you can really root into the ground. So useful. Now we inhale, exhale, look down, left toe, pinky toe side, right leg extends. We'll have the hips stacked. Draw the chest toward the floor. Release head and face. Wake up both legs. Doesn't matter how far we go. We push into the feet. Use the strength of the legs. And release the top of the body as much as you can. Beautiful. Now we inhale, exhale, lightly land the foot way back behind you. Turn, pivot so your feet are parallel with each other. Feel the feet root. Left hand underneath. Inhale. Exhale, we turn. Turning. Any amount. Notice if one part of the torso wants to turn more, you can let the left hip sink a little bit. And some of you might take left hand to outside of right ankle. Let the head and neck relax if you can. And then we turn to curiosity and listening. Two of our very good friends. What is here? Such that through the practice we make more and more space for whatever to show up, yeah? And then we meet it with tenderness, which is the beginning of love. This is called loving what is. Big work to love what is. But work that we can all accomplish. And work worthy of our precious time. And we slowly again inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take the hands to the ground, the right leg back. Let's lower through, come all the way onto the belly, and let's rest for a moment on a cheek. And close the eyes and feel into the body. All right, so from here, let's bend both knees first, reach both arms back and open across the front of the chest and push the soles of the feet up toward the ceiling without going to grab anything. Lift the legs upward, any amount. Just feeling the glutes, yes, they're back there. Draw your breath way high up into top chest. And then resting once again. And notice this breath. And notice this breath. Okay, so we take the left leg up and we send the right arm forward. We try not to use the left arm much at all. We're extending. Yep, extending. Inhale, exhale down. Switching sides now. Right leg lifts, left arm extends. Make yourself a little longer. Inhale, exhale, down we come, pause. And we drill into this breath in this moment.
we slowly come up onto hands and knees. All right, so from here, we could move the right knee in a little bit. This may look familiar. We'll take the left leg back. We draw the navel to the spine, extend the right arm forward, and then bend left knee and reach back and see what you can find back there. Go ahead and hold on if you've got the ankle or the foot, and wake up to your back leg. And pour your breath into the top of the right ribs. And then gradually releasing, right hand down, right leg back, left arm forward, right knee bends, left arm reaches back. Might lift the chest a little bit. So in the, well, gosh, very old practice, where once we've made a little bit of space in the body, inhale, exhale, slowly come down. Let's take puppy pose, tuck the toes under, send the arms back, chest comes to the floor. Forehead to the floor, feel your forehead. Sometimes it's referred to as the third eye of awareness, making contact with the ground. So old practice of once space in the body is felt, we can place things in that space. And one thing that is often placed is the visualization of the sun in the heart, which is a key ingredient in virya, in the sense of potency, of being able to meet the moment whole and complete and full. Tuck the toes under. Take the hands to both hips, lift the chest, extend the chest. You can imagine, you can keep the chin into the chest. Imagine that there is the sun in the heart, this golden light. I mean, I don't know what it's like for you, but I could feel a sense of, wow, of course this area wants to be open with that extra light in there. You know how dark it can get and it's kind of collapsed with sadness or fear. Fill this space. The right hand can come back, perhaps, if you don't feel that in the lower back. And the left arm can extend up, but we open from the bottom to the top. Thighs forward. Feeling into the sun. Relaxing the throat. Unless you need to keep your chin to your chest because your neck. And then as you reach up, inhale, reach up. Exhale, left arm down. Good. Left hand might come back. So wake up the thighs, forward, lifting, lifting, lifting. Put the sun in here. Good. Extending. Feeling how you're really moving in two directions here at least. Could be more than that, probably all four. Thighs forward, reaching back with the right arm, rooting down through the feet, lifting up through the spine. And right there at the center is the sun at the heart. Good. Now inhale, reach up. Exhale, back to puppy pose. Let's just give it a moment. Toes tucked under. Let the chest come down. Have the forehead meet the ground. Pull the pelvis back behind you. You've got your lower navel drawn way in to help. At the end of your exhale, keep the breath out. Draw the lower navel back and up. Then relax the belly. Inhale. Exhale one more time. Breath out. Navel up and back. Relax the belly and inhale. Exhale. And then we slowly come up onto hands and knees. So I've personally found in this COVID process that I can't go back to the way it was. Take the left leg back, stack. And I can't predict the future. Good, draw navel to spine. Then maybe reach back, find your ankle, open out here. So what does that leave me? For a mind that loves to dwell in the past and in the future, what that leaves me is the present, which is what we had all along. Steady the gaze. And if we're quite honest about it, with not much past and not much future, this present moment is worthy of deep exploration. Inhale, exhale, slowly release, hand down, knee down. Let's take the right leg back. Let's stack the hips, lifting, bending the knee, finding the foot, opening. And the cool thing about dedicating ourselves to cultivating present moment awareness is that we can begin again and begin again and begin again. What's this moment like right now? How can we open to this moment right now? Okay, slowly coming back down. All right, so let's find our way back into downward dog. You might walk back and forth a little bit. Good, send the hips up and back. And this is where we'll be very attentive, being sure we don't go further than our ecosystem is happy with. Slowly come forward, bring the shoulders over the wrists. Some of you will bring a knee to the floor. Some of you will take Vasisthasana, rolling onto the outer edge of your right foot. Fingertips, they grab the floor a little bit. Good, let the hips lift up. Send the arm over the ear maybe. Some of you will take this further by taking the sole of the left foot down. Straighten the right leg, turn the toes back. Feel the feet root, lift the hips. Then begin to open. Sometimes we call this, it's a variation of waterfall. We feel as though we can spill out through the fingertips and the top of the head. Trusting the back body, strong back body. Soft front. Inhale, exhale, returning downward facing dog. Or child's pose if you need. Feeling the breath, this breath. You notice that the tendency to want to go somewhere else, that is the mind very busy, wanting to be somewhere else other than we are. Come forward to plank. Walk your left hand in just a little bit. Either left knee down, extending, hip stack, or left leg long, shoulder blades move away from the ears. Be pulled from above. Imagine that were the case. Good, right foot might come back. The knee is bent. We turn the sole of the left foot. Root into the feet. Follow the path up the back body. Relax shoulders. Relax throat. Feel the face. Inhale. Exhale, we release and we come right into child's pose. Resting down. And pausing to feel the effect of that action. You slide the hands in beneath the shoulders and gradually rise up. Take the legs out in front of us. We'll send the left leg long and bring the right foot into the inner thigh. Now let's take the left arm back behind us and see where it will land. Yep, maybe hip or thigh. And we're going to turn the torso to the left. We'll take this palm, the back of the hand, against the back of the left calf. And then grow the spine. Anchor the sit bones. Grow the spine, turning. Yeah, this is such a fascinating posture. Follow your spine. Feel into the shoulder blades. Really draw them down the back. And hang out long enough with each breath that you can feel the subtle changes. I mean, that's practically, I won't go so far as to say magical, but it's really fascinating. If we pay attention to the moment, we slowly unwind, right leg long, sole of left foot comes in. Good, right arm, bring it around. Wherever it lands is fine. It might be your right hand is back behind you. Back of the left hand. And then begin to invite an opening. So that's often what we're doing is, it's not that we're forcing ourselves into a mood. Those days are over. We're inviting, we're creating an opening through living in our body. We create an opening. You know, it's like, hey, if you come from a Christian background, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. So, or make me a vehicle. How can I be useful at this time? Hang out as an inquiry, because that is like creating, we make ourselves into an invitation. We're the invitation. Then we pay attention to the moment to see where we can be useful. And that's where the deep meaning and fulfillment comes from. Good, we unwind, soles of the feet come together, knees go wide, press the feet in, fold forward any amount, but let's keep the spine long. Sit bones root. Lengthen out through the top of the head so you can feel as though you've got this beautiful thread of the spine. The energy's able to move up and down the spine with some ease. Okay, let's inhale, we rise back up. Now we'll lie down. Take it slow. It's good to wake up lower body. Abdominal wall at our service. And we land. Yeah, okay, so we're going to bring the feet in close. We will take a bridge pose. And some of us will take wheel. So soles of the feet press and we lift the hips. We slide the blades in, and some of us might see if we can grasp the ankles here. Lifting hips, drawing thighs away from the rib cage. Sternum moves toward the chin. Feel the length along the front of the body. And dwell in this moment. Remember the sun in our heart. Going on, the hands come under the shoulders, and we can see in our peripheral vision that our arms are parallel. We come lightly onto the top of the head, and now we look at our arms again and we see that they're parallel. And we inhale, lift up, such that the shoulders move over the wrists, the chest. We push the feet so the chest moves over the hands. Remember, this is a wheel pose. So we feel like a wheel here. No one place in the body taking all the pressure. Some of you might play with taking the right hand off the ground. Rotate, put the weight into your left hand, reach through the right arm. Be sure you're steady for that. Right hand down, left arm forward. Okay, wheel or bridge. Let's come on to the balls of the feet and slowly make our way back down. Now, soles of the feet together. Knees go wide. Relax the shoulder blades down. Close the eyes and feel into what is here. So we don't push anything out, we include it, because we notice that awareness is larger than whatever is here. And that way we have room for the big three. The sadness, the fear, the anger, the big three. We make friends with the big three over time. They are our friends. When we make friends with them, they transform, because they've got power in them. This is why it's so important that we don't want to deny or push away anything we feel. So much potency. We take the hands to the outside of the thighs. We bring the legs in close. Grasp the outside of the feet or the ankles. Happy baby. Close the eyes. Feel this shape. Human beings are so complicated, aren't we? We're learning how to navigate from different places in our body than just the frontal lobe. We notice if we draw our awareness down in toward our heart area, that living in our body feels quite different than when we're just going about our day head first. What if we did go through our day heart first? Let's all learn how to do that. Draw the soles of the feet together. Interlace your fingers around the outside of the feet. Draw the feet toward the chest, any amount. Press the soles of the feet in. Allow the knees to open like a butterfly. Feel the back of the shoulders down on the ground. Feel the breath spread into the outer reaches of the body, all the way out to the sides of the legs. Well done. Go ahead now. Release the legs. Place the feet on the ground. Arms out like cactus. Allow the legs to travel out to the left. Looking to the right. Pushing the feet any amount. Gathering length along the right side body. And then we slowly rise up. And we come to the other side. Let the legs come to the right. Push. Turning the head. legs return, and let's send them long. Coming into Savasana, lying back. Lying back completely, letting the head and neck rest. The whole body rest. And so you imagine, I often imagined, well, I still do, when Ram Dass was alive, he was in so much pain for at least 20 years. And he found a way to live in a place in his body where he could be with that pain. He went past the pain. He included it, but he essentially turned himself into love. And while it sounds absurd from the perspective of the mind, you could feel love pour from that human being. Love for everything, everyone. That is what we're capable of. So we pause here and we fill our heart with the sun. You know how at the beginning of practice when we do sun salutation, we're saluting the source of life. We feel the source of life within us. There's a mantra it's a very old mantra. Aditya Hridayam Punyam Sarv Shatru Vinashanam. Aditya Hridayam Punyam Sarv Shatru Vinashanam. When the sun is kept in the heart, all evils vanish from life. How deeply can we dwell in this moment? In November, when he was lying there, he had just come out of a really rough spell. They thought he was going to leave. And I said, he couldn't talk much, and I just said, where is that? How did you cultivate that love? And he pointed with the one arm that worked, pointed to his chest. He said, it's here. Drill into the moment, drill into the heart. So we drill. And we thank all the wise beings who've come before us, who've passed on these teachings. We draw one knee at a time into the chest. We roll to one side when we're ready. May the merits of our practice benefit all beings everywhere. And we slowly come up to a seat. And we pause in the seat, feel into the space of this body-mind complex. Remembering that throughout the day we can begin again by just returning to the moment,
meeting life as it is with all the very best ingredients, the fresh cilantro that we are. We draw the palms together at the heart. Let's close the practice with one Om this morning. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's bring the hands to the forehead, right thought. May we be steady. May we be present. May we be joyful. Hands come to the mouth, right speech. May our words improve upon the silence. And our hands come to our heart, right action. May we be the change that we wish to see. Namaste. All right, well, we did it again. I don't know how many Saturdays is this, these COVID flows. So I miss you and I love you. And you know, let's all cultivate love, and we can do that. Another way we can do that is by taking care of each other. Go out of our way for someone. Let's do that today, okay? Like, go out of our way. All right. I have many things I'm announcing this week. I have a brand new program. It's a meditation program. It begins this fall. It's really exciting to me. I'm able to pour what I've learned into being present, and I look forward. I hope you will consider it. You can find it on the Breathe Together Yoga website. All right? Take good care of yourselves.